Yo, what's happening everyone? It's King Nana, and once again we're back with another segment of Victory Streamz TV. I'm here today, but guess what? I love you so much that I came with a gift for you. Not me, I came with some special guests, so let's hear it from my special guest today. To my immediate right, I have Priscilla.
Hey.
To her right, I have Karis.
Hi.
To her right, I have Heritia. And on the far right, I got Jarway.
Yeah.
Alright, so today is a very special show. I'm not going to be doing most of the talking. I'm going to be interviewing them along the topic of, well, various topics really, to do with Christianity, being a young person as a Christian in this generation, and what is involved in all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin with a bit of thought-provoking questions, but just to give you a bit of a backdrop, I personally came into Christianity in 2003. I backslid, I had to backslide a bit, came back in 2005. But one of the things that were hard for me was the transition from being in the world and being a worldly young man into being a Christian. And I'm sure many of my cast today will agree. So before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to ask, how was your transition from the world to Christianity, and did you find it hard, or were there any challenges?
Okay, I think maybe one of the challenges was like trying to find new friends that also about your life as well, because it's just you come into a new environment and it's different to how everybody is. So it's like you want your old friends, but you can't really, if they're not on it, you can't bring them with you, and you want to be serious. So that was one of the hardest things, like letting go of my friends. But when you come into Christ, He gives you even better friends and a family actually. So.
True. I'm sure like some of you don't would agree with that. Like, what's been your experiences, Karis?
I think for me, as Priscilla was saying, my hardest challenge was friends and music. But mostly, I think for me, my challenge was music. I love music and like listening to, Rihanna and Beyonce and all those kind of. So coming into Christ and going from Beyonce to Hillsong was just like, it wasn't an easy transition, and it took a while. But in terms of friends, that was harder for me because in school I had a lot of friends, and we had plans to do things, do certain things. But when I came into Christ, I felt like everyone was quite boring at first anyway, and I felt like everyone wasn't into having fun and living life. So the transition for me was really hard. It was a hard adjustment, I'd say. Yeah.
I think I can relate to that. Coming into Christianity, I mean, I'm from a background of listening to hip hop music. I loved a certain type of it. I like listening to Nas. I like listening to grime music, and I mean with certain content, like worldly content. And then coming into church, and they were singing Hillsong, which is like, for those of you who don't know, that's like rock. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like pop, like pop rock and that. And I'm there thinking, how on earth am I supposed to be this? You know what I'm saying? But the time did come eventually. I had to throw all my CDs away because they weren't really agreeing with what I believed in. But of course now there are songs that you can listen to that are along the same line of genre, but they can relate with the content of Christianity. But yeah, along the line of friends and music, are there any challenges you, Heritier, found coming into Christianity?
Well, I think was that first when I started Christianity, I didn't really understand people that were in church. Like, it was hard for me to make friends with them because I feel like they would judge me, like, this guy, he's new, he doesn't know what he's doing, so I feel like they would judge me. But as people coming, I made friends, but I found out it wasn't that. They're actually genuine people. That's why people feel like when they come to church, the person not talking to, but the person that you think they're not talking to you, but they're the one that will help you.
That's right.
That's why I thought it wasn't really a challenge because my church, like, people are very welcome, so it was easier for me to adapt.
That's true. Like sometimes we have these preconceptions that as I'm going to church, with the things I've been through, some people may judge me when I come in, but you'll be surprised that people have actually been through the same things, sometimes worse. So I don't think that is something that should stop you from going into Christianity. What about you, Joey? Anything along that line?
Giving my life to Christ, I feel like I'm home finally. Like, I've been out on the road and finally I'm home. That's how I feel. Like I feel like this is my home. This is where it's at. This is the reality. This is life for real.
That's right.
And I feel like God is happy. It's great. I know there's ups and downs and all of that, but it's good. It's good.
Yes, definitely. So I'm sure that as we're talking here, a lot of you are in line with what with our line of thought. Basically, you're agreeing with what we've been through, and you can relate to it. But I want to touch on a few topics today. I think we spoke a bit about music, but another challenge that young people in our generation, or in a young generation, because I'm a lot older than these ladies. I won't tell you my age, but I was born in 1980. Mind your business. But basically, one of the challenges that you'll find when you look on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, you've got friends that have like girlfriends and boyfriends. You see what I'm saying? Some of them are in long-term relationships. Some of them are just doing things with girls or doing things with guys. And now you've come to Christ and you're expected to stop all of that. All of a sudden. And maybe you were doing it in the world before, and it's if you're real with yourself, it's hard. You see what I'm saying? It's not easy. So what do you think are some of the challenges that come with being a Christian, sacrifices that you have to make on that line, and sometimes the perception of being a Christian and not being in a relationship? What's it like? Do you see what I'm saying?
It's hard because everyone your age is doing that. That's normal. That's the norm. So it's like all my friends from school have boyfriends and like getting married. Well, one person got married, but having babies and being in long-term relationships. And it's like you're just there, and you keep saying to them, "Oh, I'm waiting to get married," and they don't understand. They don't get it. So you rather look weird. So which kind of makes it harder, because it's like everyone around you is happy and in love and has got a boyfriend and going on holiday and doing all these things, and you're just there saying you're waiting on God.
Waiting on the Lord. Faithfully
waiting on God. So it's yeah, you look weird. You look odd sometimes.
I'm sure like when you ask your friend, are you in a relationship, and they say yeah, and then they ask you the same question and you say I'm not with anyone, but you're content, and then your friend's just like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But they don't know.
It's like, why are you not in a relationship?
Yeah.
Why don't you have anybody? And it's like, God needs to give me somebody. I'm not going to go look for someone. So they kind of have perception that you're kind of like lonely and bored, but then you can also feel as well, you can't, I hope you guys agree, but sometimes you feel like a bit, maybe I actually do want to be in one.
If you're real,
Yeah, but then you have to just remind yourself that you're in that position for a reason, and if you wait on God, God is going to give you someone even better. Not to compare people's relationship, but that your relationship is going to be even sweeter than it is. So
definitely. Yeah. What do you like to say about that, the brothers?
It's a lonely road. It's a lonely road. Yeah, sometimes you feel like, you know, you can just go out with your boys and all that, but it's a different world. We're in a different kingdom.
Yeah.
And it's really hard sometimes, but you know, keep your head up, keep moving forward, and that's it.
That's right. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with what they're saying. Is that like a lot of my friends have girlfriends, and like, when I go out, I'm just there by myself, but they don't know what's going to save me from me. Like,
That's right.
They don't know what's going to save me. So I just see it as like just normal. Like I'm just waiting on whatever God gives. I'm not going to rush anything.
That's right. I remember one summer in particular, and I was. It's like there were loads of songs that were coming out along the line of relationships, and I was catching feelings. This time I was single. Because I was single. I remember walking through Hyde Park, like thinking to myself, when am I gonna get a girl that I can just be walking with? Do you see what I'm saying? But the right time does come, and God does provide people for you. So even though it looks like you're missing out, we believe that in the right time God will provide someone for you.
Amen.
So I'm saying,
I believe it.
So don't give up. Don't go back. You know?
Don't go back.
But we're in 2017, obviously, and one of the things that have come up all over the news, and you hear about it a lot in the neighborhoods, is gangs and people killing other people, people stabbing people, shooting people, and then sometimes, like a lot of us know people who have come from that background and have come to church, or maybe people that want to come to church. I know someone personally who has got involved in that kind of life, gone to prison, come out, tried to get into church, tried to get into God, but then they were torn between the two. Do you see what I'm saying? They were torn between giving themselves to Christ and then the roads. And the reality is they have no other way of escaping. In their eyes, it's like, this is all I know. And for him, he got caught and he's gone back to prison, whatever. He's a good man, very good man. But what do you lot think about this gang culture that we're experiencing and Christianity. What does Christianity have to say about what we're seeing in our day and age? People killing, people stabbing, and then them coming into the kingdom. Like, is there space for such people in the kingdom of God?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is what
Obviously.
God loves.
Yes,
It
that's
is.
Yes,
right.
there is.
Yeah. I think people have a perception that Christianity is for a certain type of people, but it's really not. It's for
everyone.
everyone. God died for everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe the people in the gangs feel that I'm not too clean enough to go. Even if I try, it's just I'm always thinking of my past and stuff like that. But he says, come as you are. So I think it's like they feel they can't do it, but that's not how God is. God is not respectful of anybody. He can take a child and make a child a preacher. So it's just, I think as us young people, we should rather encourage them and say, look, you are good enough, you're great enough. God died for you, you're not any less. You've done this, but forget about it, it's your past. You're a new person, you're a new spirit in Christ. So I think it's just, we need to probably rise up and encourage people in this dance because they don't know any better.
Definitely.
If you're in a certain lifestyle and then someone's telling you about something else, it's like, but you don't know. It's just their perception, it's always about their mind. So I think
It's true. You lot are young men. You know what I'm saying? I know these lot. You know what I'm saying? They're acting smooth now. But I know their past. I know, where they come from. I know the people they're around. Talk to us. Is there space for such people in the kingdom?
Definitely.
Definitely, because for example, if there's space for me, then
Space for one, you guys.
there's space for everyone.
Everyone. You guys can be worse than me. You did bad things than me and all of that, but there's still space for you. There's still space for you always.
And I know one of the things that, like, I've spoken to them about their past and stuff. I try to give them my testimony thinking I was bad. You know the ones you try to act bad? And then they give you a glimpse of theirs and I'm like, rah. I'm actually a saint. but like some of the things, Jalwe, for example, was involved in a fight where he got stabbed and Heritia was right by him. Heritia was the one who, when he came and saw that he was stabbed, came to help him. So you lot have been in the very zone of gang violence and whether on both sides of it because of the law and I can only give this end of it. But how does one come out from that life? There are people watching this, you see what I'm saying? Young guys watching this saying, you know what? I don't want to do road. I don't want to live that life. I want to be a Christian, but when I look at that life too, I can't escape and live into that. What do they have to do? How do they get into the faith?
One of the things, right, with me, as I'm growing up, I've always felt lonely somehow. I always felt like I'm different, and sometimes I want to blend in with my friends. So I need to blend in. I need to act like them. But then, as I grew up, I just realized we have different pathways. God can be calling you right now. You need to go because you don't know when your time will go. So act normal. Act yourself. Don't act like nobody else.
That's right.
For real.
That's true because a lot of people come to church and think, oh, you know what? I have to be like the pastor. Or I have to be like the people who have been in church, some of them for maybe 15 years. But God accepts you as you are, would you agree?
Yeah.
Like, I also feel like you don't have to try and be like the norm of a good looking kind of Christian. You can be classy, you can be stylish and still represent God. What do you not think about that?
That is definitely true. There's people in church that's roadman and all of that. Different type of people. And they're in church. Church ain't for people that's perfect. That's living life good. Church is really for those people that's having troubles in their lives, that's suffering. If you actually think church is for those perfect people, then God ain't looking for them people. God is looking towards them people that's suffering. He wants to work with them.
That's right.
So you guys that's struggling right now, for real. If I can do it, you can do it. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on,
Trust
man.
me.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
If he could do it, you could do it.
Come on, man. I'm pretty sure you guys been stabbed, shot, whatever has happened to you, did bad things. Come on, man. This is you can do it. Just do it.
For real. So even like along the line of what we were saying about like being yourself, or even carrying style and still being a Christian. A lot of Christians feel like, you know what, if I'm coming into Christianity, I have to underdress to look like a good Christian. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to look in the Bible where it says underdress. You know what I'm saying?
Can't find it.
If anything, the Christians are the head and not the tail. They should be the most good looking, isn't it? So what do you feel about fashion, Christianity, and obviously not going overboard and maybe crossing the line into maybe being over revealing but maintaining class? Where do you draw the line?
I think, unfortunately, sometimes Christians, we can be really judgmental and really like regimented about things like that. Like, see someone wearing hot pants or whatever coming to church, we say, oh, this person shouldn't dress like that, this person shouldn't. But I think I've realized with dressing and stuff like that, it just takes time. It doesn't say anything in the Bible about, you know, dressing in a certain way, as far as I know, but it's just with time. As you get closer to God, you kind of want to cover things up and want to dress in a certain way. There's no rule saying that you have to dress like this or you can't dress like this as a Christian. You can be yourself, but decency comes with a closer relationship with God. It's not, don't let anyone force you or tell you that you can't be in church if you dress like this, or don't feel uncomfortable being in church if you're wearing a certain. Just be yourself, and with time you'll kind of feel it within yourself and you'll want to dress a certain way.
Wow.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah. I agree, because me personally, I love designer clothes.
Come on now.
Versace, Rolex
Versace.
Like, I love designer clothes. I'm not gonna stop buying designer clothes just because I worship God.
Yeah.
Like, I'm repping them clothes while I'm praising
That's
God.
right.
That's right. You heard it. You heard
I'm wearing
it.
designer clothes. That's what makes me happy, and God makes me happy. So it doesn't matter like what I wear, as long as I'm praising God. That's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. Because the Bible says in the scripture, God looks at man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart.
Yeah.
And I feel like most attention should be on changing a person's heart, so that that person themselves will want to dress decently but with class. So I think our focus has to be shifted and realigned. But all too soon we've come to the end so quickly. I know there's so much more we want to cover, which we will do on another show, on another segment. But for now, Priscilla, Karis, Heritia and Jaweh, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for
having us.
Thank you. And if you would like to hear them more on the show, please do let me know. And if you want certain topics to be covered, please do let me know as well. There are so many things I wanted to speak about. I've got my whole list here, but we only touched a few. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Follow me on YouTube. You're probably already YouTube, because this is YouTube. Follow me on Instagram.
Subscribe.
King Nana. Yeah, subscribe.
Let's get it.
Follow me on Instagram at king_nana.
Come on now.
And then on Snapchat at king_nana1. Number 1. Alright? Until next time, this has been your host and my panel all the way. I brought them all the way from Chocolate City. Till next time, stay safe. God bless. Peace.
Bye.